I would have been 2, 4, 5, 6.
State of the Save returns with RPG Summer. It's RPG Summer, Michael. How you doing over there?
Woo! I got my sunglasses, got my materia, got my big sword.
Got everything you need for a pool trip.
Everything you need. Yes, exactly. Don't take lightning materia in the pool with you. It's a bad time for everybody.
Yeah, it's a bad time for everybody. I've been spending some time by the pool, and I've been spending some time playing our RPG for the RPG Summer event. It's a great time. We got a great show lined up for everybody today. Welcome back. Part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. We are playing chapters 6, 7, and 8.
Yes.
So that's kind of your stopping point. Obviously, if you kept on going, you done fucked up.
You're on the way back to Sector 7 is where you should have wrapped up this section.
Yes.
We're on the road again.
Ton of good stuff to talk about. Let's get up right up front, the business. Make sure you guys check us out on all your favorite podcasting apps, and also you're on the TikTok and the YouTube. Go on there, follow us so you can find all our fun little clips and such. Michael, we've been posting some fun stuff. I think we're having a good time over there. Some people do have some dumb comments, but
I think most of the comments were fine.
99% of the comments are great. And then someone comes across with a stupid take like, I don't like the art design in this game.
It's like the Mora glazing. I was like, what are you talking... Oh, okay, I'm not the biggest. I know a lot of you Kingdom Hearts fans have beef with Tatsuya Nomura, but over on the Final Fantasy...
Is that where that comes from?
Yeah, he's apparently the director of the Kingdom Hearts side, so if you have beef with Tatsuya... I'm talking about him as a character designer.
Also,
like, yeah.
I think your response was so great because you're like, does liking things equal glazing now? Like, it was such a dad response. Like, hey, little buddy, you want to rethink your attitude today?
I feel like the old man on the internet now. It feels like when you deal with like random comment sections, it's like TikTok comments are like Gen Alpha, YouTube comments are like Gen Z, Reddit comments are like mostly Zillennial now.
Yeah, it's the worst of us. It's the worst of us, though.
There's no like. Is a very inconsistent minefield like space. I realize that YouTube comments are now more measured than TikTok comments, and I'm like, what did I walk into here?
I've been reading some video game magazines from the year 2006, like you do.
As you do.
And my favorite thing is to read the letters pages. Because here's the thing, we video gamers have always been insufferable. We've always had terrible, terrible takes. And just reading old EGM letters pages has been fascinating. Because these people wrote in and went and got a stamp to send in their shitty take.
Up the mountain in a snow to a mailbox.
To be mad about a Halo 2 review.
You had to go on like find specific message boards and comment under specific items in order to be mad. This time you could be mad at whatever is sent your way. Yeah. It takes a lot less effort to be angry at stuff these days.
There used to be like specific message boards for each game and then specific problems in said game. So let's say you're having trouble with the Helm's Deep level of Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers for the PlayStation 2, you can't just go to the 1up.com message boards and type in that. You have to go to that specific game and that specific message board to bitch about that specific problem.
This thread has been removed for being off topic. Please keep your griefs to the correct channel.
Or then like off topic. How many times do those message boards like to send to just like pornographic trading? Like, here, I got nudes. You want some? Send me your Gmail address.
The off topic ones were fun because like would have like games within the comment threads, like 3-word story. Like you do once was, and then comment a man who, and then it would just comment threads for.
Oh my God! Remember that was entertaining for so long.
Remember forums?
I remember forums.
Oh God!
I know somebody who met their husband on one of those 1up.com forums.
Are we unk now?
Oh yes, we are. I've been unk for a while. Other than bitching about the general state of the internet, let's do what we were supposed to do on here and talk about video games. Michael.
Yes.
You've been playing some video games. I've been playing some video games. What you been doing in the video games?
So I began this journey back in December with the announcement of Ace Combat 8 Wings of Theve. I have played all of the numbered Ace Combat games, or I've replayed them from 1 to 7. I have finished that journey. I have rolled credits. Over the past couple weeks, I've plowed through the second half of 5, 6, and Ace Combat 7. And I have cataloged my journey on the way. I have a backlogged account, Mr. Winter Guy on Backlogged, if you want to follow. I post a lot of like lists and rankings. Right now, I'm working on an itemized list of every game that has a F-14D Super Tomcat. The coolest fighter jet.
You know,
Don't at me.
I'll say what this is in a second. Go ahead.
I know what this is.
It's weaponized autism. And I can't say nothing. I have it too, Michael, in my own little ways.
Listen, sometimes I hyperfixate on like random stuff, and right now it's fighter jets.
Yeah, sometimes you just like fighter jets. That's worse things than life.
The combo with that and ADHD means I hyper-focus on one specific thing for like 3 weeks, and I'm off to the next thing. I don't know what obsession awaits me 3 weeks from now, but I'm like scared and excited. All right, so I've ranked all the experiences of all the games that I played so far in the Ace Combat series. I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's like a really cool series of experience, and like with Wings of Theve coming out, this is my last hurrah talking about the series until that next
bullshit.
game.
We will be talking about Ace Combat until this show goes off the air in the year 2085 when the sun explodes.
I will refrain.
I know damn well.
I'm getting it all in my system because I'm going to refrain until the game comes out in October, which is close.
It's only 2 months.
Yes, exactly.
This is not a humble brag.
So I think the weakest game, number 9, Air Combat, the first Ace Combat game canonically. So this was the PlayStation 1 port of the 1993 like arcade game. It's very dated, is very bare bones. The graphics are like sort of ugly. There's no detail on anything, but I kind of like how it looks. Missions are relatively simple, but there's some cool stuff in there. The story is there's a coup.
Okay.
That's the end.
You know what? In a video game about being a fighter pilot, I would assume that the story is most likely like there was a coup. I don't assume that there's going to be some of the things that come later on in this series.
So we will talk about this. But there is the final level of this game. It does get really cool. There is a giant super weapon. So there is some Ace Combat isms leaking in. Number 8, Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy. Not Ace Combat Assault Horizon. We'll get to that. This Legacy is a remake of Ace Combat 2. Okay. So it is on the 3DS. So on the 3DS, it kind of controls the best it can, but it's a little bit clunky. Because like it's a remake of like an older game, but they keep that wrapper the same. As in like the mission's the same, but with like a new modern military wrapper, it kind of like loses some of its luster. And it really stands out how like basic these missions are. These are PS1 missions on like a game that looks like more strong fidelity wise. So it's a weird blend here, but like it's still kind of cool. Number 7, Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. I want to like this more than I do. This is like a strong 7 out of 10 game. It's very much in line with what Japanese studios were doing at the time, which was early 360. We're just going to make like an HD, bigger version of our PS2 games. The story is relatively weak here. I couldn't even name the 2 fictional countries that are in here. They're leaving my brain, but like the scale of these battles are like incredible. There's alternate like objective routes you can do. Like in most missions, you'll get like 3 different objectives, and it's like clears 2 of them. So it's more focused on like all of like the aspects of warfare, land, sea, and air competing with each other. You're like one aspect in it. And it has like the squad command, a more limited version of the squad commands from the PS2 era, but you also have like an ability to like call on all of your troops to like descend on one target. So you're like one fighter in a sea of fighters as opposed to like the guy getting things done.
This is the one that you gave to me to play, correct?
Nah, this is the next one on my list, number 6. Ace Combat Assault Horizon.
Assault Horizon, that's the one you gave me.
This was the one that was the pivot. 6 didn't sell well, so we got to Americanize it and Call of Dutyize it. I'm afraid to go back. I did not go back to this one for this. This is where it exists in my mind because I'm afraid to go back to it now.
I could see that being a problem because you're like, hey, was this one of the earlier ones you became aware of, or were you already a fan
I was
of the
aware of
series?
Ace Combat. I saw on YouTube videos people who weren't Ace Combat fans saying this game is awesome because like the oil is blood on the screen and everything, and like it's a heavy metal soundtrack and everything.
It's Call of Duty in planes.
It's Call of Duty in planes. Yes, as a like 13-year-old or 14-year-old who played this, I was like, yeah, Call of Duty in planes. This is awesome.
People forget that there was a time when Call of Duty was really good.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like, I mean,
and this kind of plays more like a rail shooter when you're in. So it kind of strips away some of like the skill aspect of Ace Combat. I want to go back and play this again, maybe after 8. But I hold this in I need to come to terms with I hold this game in a special place in my heart, and it's probably going to let me down. But I respect it for getting me into the series. Number 5, Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies. Repetitive title.
there's a lot of
Skies.
something skies.
Yes, Ace Combat 4 is the first game on the PS2. This actually fell on my rankings when I played it again. There's a lot of 20-minute time limit, destroy a bunch of stuff in the environment missions, and I'm like, those get really, really, really repetitive. It looks great. Some of the presentation aspect here is a little lacking. It's very hard to see when you're equipping your plane. It's white on a white background. It's like I cannot see what I'm doing at all with these planes. It's just blending in together. So you gotta wait until like the camera shifts to something, and then you can change your plane and be like, okay, now I can read this. The story is very personal. It's very good. It's a very early PS2 game, very arcadey early PS2 game. I respect it. I really like it. Now for Ambition with number 4, Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere. This is the Japanese version because they stripped a lot of what made this game really good for the Western release because they didn't want to put it on 2 discs. They wanted to put it on 1. What we have here is a very cyberpunk anime Ace Combat game that takes place in like the year 2049. This is far future. Corporations have replaced our nations, and there is branching paths in this game. It is very like intricate. Like the choices aren't just made on a screen. Like which do you choose? They are made in mission. Like, do you portray this target by shooting a missile at them?
That's cool.
It is awesome.
That's like legitimately something more interesting to me than like I select an option.
Yes, it is limited by the PlayStation 1 because I can tell it is pushing this console to its limit. It is chuggy.
Is this like late in the PlayStation 1 lifespan?
This is late PS1.
So we're about to make the big jump to PS2.
We're about to make the big jump to PS2. There's a lot of like really, really cool ideas here. Because of that, because there's a lot of missions, there's like 30 to 40 missions in this thing, which is usually 20 is the sweet spot. Like 7 has 20. So it's like double that because of all the branching intricate paths. You can see like a map of how this game is laid out with the branching paths.
Got like a flow chart.
Yes, it is a flow chart to like see all the content, and because of this has the best replayability. But unfortunately, some of the mission designs, because of it, you have some really high highs, but then you have some filler missions that are like fly here and shoot 4 targets. Fly here and shoot 4 targets. Fly here and shoot 4 targets. It's just like, man, come on. So this is the one that I'm like, remake this. This could be the best one if you remake this.
It's one of those games that kind of suffer from like we can't let you rent this in a weekend and play it kind of thing. So it's a lot of padding, basically.
Yeah, apparently people who didn't know who played this on the US version, all those missions are just strung together, and they're really fast, bite-sized missions. Apparently, it's one of those things you like until you see what Japan had and go, we could have had this. This is awesome. Yeah. Very Ghost in the Shell planes and stuff like that. Ooh. So you have like original aircraft for the first time in the series, which is really interesting.
That's kind of interesting that they did that and then they never went back to it. Did they ever go back to that?
So we're building towards that. 8 is set in the we're getting close to where the changes take hold to where we get to Ace Combat 3 in the timeline. So things are going to start weaving their way through is what I'm thinking.
Is that kind of the appeal, though, of this franchise? Like, people like flying real fighter jets.
That is a part of it, yeah.
Because
like the real fighter jets
there's
are
almost
a part
like
of it.
I could see that almost being a negative to people. Where like if you are an F-16 fanboy, like you like fighter jets, and I'm not making fun of people like that. Like right on. I could see it being like, yeah, but I want to fly the F-16. I don't want to fly.
Those are in there. Those
fighter.
are in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3, Ace Combat 2. I placed the remake lower, so I figured with this one knows what it is. It sits comfortably on the PS1. This is a PS1 fighting game. The graphics are very much improved, but aesthetic and presentation, I realize with this, go a very, very long way with me. This game is like 90s political thriller in its like backdrop and settings. Like,
feels like a Tom Clancy novel.
Yes, it is very Tom Clancy. All of your mission screens, there's a lot of like synthesizer like do 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 in the soundtrack when you're like picking your plane, you're picking everything. It's the neon green and black like aesthetic,
which is really smart because on a PlayStation, that's something that it can render very easily, but it still gets across the vibe of being in the, you know, like secret missions and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's not a hard thing to render, but it fits the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a retelling of Air Combat 1, but like better. It's just Air Combat, but like fully realized. This is, I think, when Ace Combat really becomes Ace Combat. You have trench run missions, you have the super weapons, you have a bit where a fast-paced ballistic missile is going to take down a city, so you can't use missiles on it because it's going too fast. So you got to fly right behind it and use your machine guns on it as you're chasing it over the ravine. I'm like, this is amazing. I
thought you were going to say you have to tip it with your wing.
No, there is. We'll get to some stuff.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I jumped the gun.
Number 2. These are number 2 and 1 are kind of interchangeable in my mind right now. Ace Combat 5, The Unsung War. This is the most melodramatic, the most like.
Which of course is number 1 for
this
you.
This is number 2 for me.
Oh, number
Ace
2.
Combat
Sorry.
5. This is mecha anime with planes. I love the story of Ace Combat 5. It has some faults. There's a lot of planes in this game, but there's not a lot of customization with them. There's no restock. Some missions have like twists and turns, and because of that, you don't realize that you burn out all of your missiles in the first bit of a mission, and there's no like refueling like there is in like Ace Combat 4. So you burn all your missiles and discover there's a plot twist. Now like you're being hunted and these guys are going to kill you. So all you have is your machine guns left, which does lead to some cinematic moments, but also I could have had missiles to deal with these planes. Really great moment here is when you need to you're betrayed and you need to escape an airfield while you're being shot at. So you're in the plane as all of like the anti-air missiles are turning towards you and start shooting at you while you're on the tarmac as you like escape.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's awesome. This series is rad. Number 1, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. So far the newest game in the series. This game, I don't know if it does anything the best, but what it does is it blends all of like the elements. It has like the overdramatic storytelling. It has like really cool moments. Like, you're framed for killing a polite former president in front of the space elevator, so that you are thrown into air prison, which is which is a fake airfield that is designed to make the enemy like bomb this site instead, so it can draw out their fire and then attack them. So you're upkeeping, like, painting a fake tarmac in this, like, desert and everything. And you get on there, and AWACS is, like, incredibly, like, rude to you. It's like, I don't care if you live or die. You're just a number to me, sort of thing. As you're like
Suicide Squad.
Yes, they're literally saying, if you divert from the mission, we will blow up your plane.
That's pretty cool.
Is awesome. Really great trench run. Really great, like... The soundtrack here. Oh my god, the soundtrack.
It's on the PlayStation 5? Is this PS5?
This is a PS4,
PS4.
Xbox One game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the soundtrack is incredible. There's leitmotifs in this thing. Like, a lot the missions will have the same, like, 5-bar, like, rhythm that plays, but in different styles. Like, there's an operatic one, and it feels like for the final mission, they all collide into, like, this beautiful orchestra. And that song is called Daredevil. I highly recommend it. It is a great freaking game and includes like a really cool like relevant like AI plot line. Like using the data from Ace pilots to train their drone technology.
Oh, that's like that movie. Stealth?
Stealth, yes.
It's like the movie Stealth,
The high quality movie Stealth.
Yeah, which I watched on UMD on my PSP on a vacation one time.
Hell yeah! So you too have seen the story of Ace Combat 7.
The story.
And there is a really good bit here where they introduce the Ace pilot, Mihai, Dimitru, Margarita.
Yes, I suggest you go to the State of the Save TikTok just to watch the introduction of this guy's name. Michael just cut it out and put it on there. It's definitely worth going and listening to. It would take you like 30 seconds to watch, but it's great.
I sent it to you with no context.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Is cinema is what it is.
Abraham Lincoln looking motherfucker over here.
I don't know how much time I took doing that. I took a lot of time. I am so sorry.
No, you're fine. You apologize.
But yeah, I love this series so much. I just finished Ace Combat 7. My poor wife heard me play this game for like weeks now of this series. So she is tired of hearing missile, 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 missile. At a certain point, she says, "Are they saying pickle? It sounds like I'm hearing pickle, 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 pickle."
I mean, listen, I think Ace Combat 8, when it comes out, we're going to give you a whole little bonus episode to talk about Ace Combat 8.
The planes.
Top
10 planes of Ace Combat 8.
But I am glad that you got your playthrough done. It does feel good to do something like that right before the new one comes out, because you're like, I am in peak Ace Combat mode.
I'm debating now. The only one I have left that was released on a console is 0. But that's also a pre-order bonus for 8. So will you
get the pre-order bonus before it comes out?
I don't know. They haven't said that.
That would be cool. Because then you could play it if they released it like a month early, you could be like, hey, I played 0 right before the new one.
But I could, because I have that on PS2. So I'm like, do I play PS2 or do I play the HD version that's going to be coming out?
I think to me, if I was you, I would wait till like 2 weeks before and then play it, either if you can get the HD or the original.
It's a 4-hour game. That's like a good and
it gets you right into the mode right before it comes out. I think that's the way to do it.
I do know the final Ace battle in that game, and it's incredible. It's like you one-on-one it's you one-on-one with a plane while a nuke is going off in the background. Yeah. It's like, hell yeah, let's
Highway to No, I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Michael, I'm happy that you're enjoying Ace Combat. It's not my series, but it's Metal Gear Solid with planes, and that seems right up your alley.
Metal Gear mecha anime with planes and a little bit of Tom Clancy and Top Gun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's tailor-made for me.
Yes. Anything else, Michael?
That's it for me.
I have been playing Doom: The Dark Ages Revelations.
One of the highest reviewed gaming experience of the year. This came in hot at a 90.
This thing, okay. So I'm over halfway from what I can tell. I seem like I am almost through with the story itself, but there is going to be a master key mechanic that allows me to go back through levels and get access to what looks to be Slayer gates. So it's you beat the expansion, and then you got to beat all these other master level Slayer gate things to have the true ending, I guess would be the right way to put this.
Mm-hmm.
I got this the day after it came out because I am a Doom: The Dark Ages supporter. I think in the Doom fandom, Doom Eternal still kind of sits as everyone's peak.
Mm-hmm.
I am in a weird spot where I actually truly believe that you couldn't go farther in that style than what you already did with Doom Eternal. So Doom Eternal has a very specific way it handles everything from this almost rock paper scissors mechanic for what guns are needed for what enemies, and when you get into the Ancient Gods, which was its big DLC kind of expansion, it was part 1 and part 2, they really leaned in heavily into that, especially for like weapon mods and stuff that were not being used by players. So like very few people used the automatic on the shotgun. The sticky bomb was the better one. And then they're like, well, this is an enemy that you really need to use the automatic for.
It's like the master levels version of
and they did
Doom Eternal, which is already like a master levels version of Doom 2016.
Exactly.
Because that was a big step up in difficulty.
Oh yeah. I mean, and so, I will say,
is Doom the Dark Ages kind of like not like a reset into that, but does it kind of like go in a different direction, or does it still keep that like tension?
They strip away a lot of the speed. So right before Doom the Dark Ages came out, I did something similar to what you did with Ace Combat, where I played through Doom 2016, and then I played through Doom Eternal, and then both the Ancient Gods expansions. And I 100%ed both of those games. So I did all the master rooms for Doom 2016, all the challenges, all that stuff. Not the master rooms, the challenges. On Eternal, I did all the Slayer gates and the challenges. I love Doom 2016 is a pure experience. It's a very pure Doom experience. I think on like a beat for beat, it's the best that game is. Doom Eternal, though, does so much that it's really hard to argue how great it is. Like, I love the challenge missions and all that stuff. With Doom the Dark Ages, there was what I thought was kind of a conscious decision to slow things back down. So coming off of like the Ancient Gods, in particularly like the Slayer gates, which are like the fuck you and balance, we're here to kick your ass. And I play these usually bare minimum on ultra violence. I don't think Doom walks great until you ramp up that difficulty up to ultra violence. There was moments in those Slayer gates where you're just running a million miles an hour. You're just like panicking because each enemy, it has like a maximum way to take it down. So you're trying to be like, build a blood punch to punch this thing to knock its armor off, to use the sticky grenade on that cacodemon, to switch to the assault rifle and then put the scope on to hit this enemy in the head that kills it. Ah, shit, there's an archvile. We're all fucked.
Oh my god, I hate those archviles.
Archviles are, and they're back. They're back now in the Revelations.
Delete it.
There was just such a insanity to that game. And with Doom the Dark Ages, it feels like they wanted to kind of make things a little bit more deliberate. So with like the shield mechanic, it leaned heavily into the parry. So you're constantly parrying attacks. They got rid of how like glory kills work. In Eternal in 2016, you're constantly doing glory kills. In Dark Ages, it's not as common. You're using melee weapons, which was a downturn because a lot of people really loved the animations of how the glory kills work. They're very cool. Like, they're fucking badass. Like, sticking the blade up, in the mouth of the cacodemon and shooting it out so it takes the eyeball out and stuff. Like, it's like fatalities in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. It was so good. And they're still in there in some ways. So if you jump to do a finish on something, it will usually finish it in a little bit more dramatic fashion. But Dark Ages, I think, was a lot more deliberate. We didn't require you to constantly be switching weapons anymore. You could kind of lean heavy into certain weapons, where in Eternal, you kind of have to use the entire arsenal. In Dark Ages, I'm using my double barrel shotgun and my rocket launcher most of the time, yada yada. Revelations does a lot to kind of, one, up the difficulty, but two, it really leans heavily back into it being a lot more fast. One of the big reasons is this is not really a spoiler. I think it's in the opening hour or so of the game. You're stripped down of your equipment and you receive a new kind of side weapon.
That's in the trailers and everything. And I think that's on the cover of you with a spear and like
you get the chain spear.
Naked. Yep.
So how the chain spear is a chain spear.
I'm thinking, can I throw it like Scorpion, bring enemies to me?
I don't think you can bring enemies to you. I haven't unlocked every upgrade for it yet.
Okay.
But the chain spear works similar to how the meat hook worked in Eternal. So it allows you to latch on to enemies and bring you flying towards them.
Okay.
It also has abilities like it has the ability to throw it. It has the ability to swing it like a big arc to not kill lesser enemies. That's how you parry with the spear, which is less reliable than the shield. You will quickly get the shield back and be switching back and forth between the spear and the shield. The spear has like a power slam ability. It has a stab that shuts off teleportation on enemies. It's kind of an overwhelming at first weapon because there's like a very significant build up to
That's funny because it's a spear. You wouldn't think about it being like overwhelming.
Well, I'm talking about a lot of the abilities, especially because
gotcha.
You really need to be using all of those abilities because the difficulty has been ramped up significantly. There was
Of course,
a lot
that's what DLCs are for these games because they're like master levels, challenge rooms, and everything.
I'm playing
like
on Ultraviolet. I did kind of prep myself by playing. There was a new version of it that's like a horde mode that they released a while ago.
Okay.
I played some of those before it came out just to get back in the mindset of Doom. The spear also has a dash ability, so it's a lot faster, but you're constantly switching back and forth. The big thing is I love some of the stuff they've done here. We've got a new hub area, which we really didn't have in Dark Ages. Remember the ship in Eternal?
Yeah.
So in the ship in
Doom
Eternal,
Guy's PC rig.
Yeah. And in Eternal, you use that to go around and, there's also secrets to find there and those things to unlock and all this stuff. There is a similar spot here that has tons of secrets and combat challenges and stuff that's inside of the hub. And that's where you're gaining upgrades and this, that, and the other. But you're also finding enemies to fight and there's stuff to trigger. And it's just really cool. Like there's a spot that I will spoil. Well, you find a catapult. And you use the catapult to shoot yourself over a wall to get to a secret. It's just great, man.
That sounds fun.
There's a lot of Eternal back in this. I think that they really kind of stepped back into Eternal, which I think why a lot of people are really excited about it. There is a ton of I just think it's bringing back a lot of the speed that was missing from Dark Ages.
Okay.
And now, I will say this. When you are playing Dark Ages, and especially at a higher level, like when you're really in some deep combat encounters, dude, you're fucking moving because you're using the shield bash and stuff like that to get around the battlefield. But I think that a lot of people are really happy how fast this now feels. The new enemies are great. The Archvile is back. They found a way to not make him as annoying.
Okay.
But he's still a bitch. Like, I fucking hate him. So... Your wife has been watching you play Ace Combat and been hearing missile. My partner has been watching me play Doom the Dark Ages, and has just been keeping a track of my deaths.
That's fun.
For me and not informing me until like I'm 10 deaths in. So I have had to take some breaks because I am, especially with the Archvile, that motherfucker, because he teleports. He has a ton of this area effect attacks that are just not... You can't parry him. He brings back enemies like he always did. But now the enemies are like these like ghosts of the enemies. So if you kill them, they all go away. So they're not back for good once he brings them back. But because this game hates me, there's a lot of times where he's on the battlefield with other enemies that in the base game are bosses. So you have like a boss enemy, a ton of the regular demons that will fuck you up, because even the regular like cacodemon equivalent will kill you. There's a new cacodemon equivalent.
Good.
There is, like Hell Knights and stuff like that. The Hell Knights can kill you.
It's the Doom Hunter bat, because I hated that dude.
No, in the Dark Ages, though, you do get to see them before they got corrupted, which is cool.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, you get to see the original, like, they're back before they there's a lot of story in Dark Ages.
Yeah, a lot of aversion from Dark Ages people who's like, there's too much story in my Doom game.
It is a lot of story. And here's the thing. I do understand in some ways that might be an off-putting thing. Because here's the thing. Doom 2016 has a pretty good amount of story. But it's all like, do you want to engage with it or not? And even the Doom guy is like barely caring about it, in the game. They're like, don't hit that button. He rips the button off and hits it anyway. Like, he's kind of the player's like perspective of, I'm not caring about your story. I'm here to kill demons. Doom Eternal has some of that, but you also have to read to get to it. You don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. Dark Ages is like, there's a lot of cutscenes and like story. There's other characters. I don't necessarily care that much about it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I'm like, I get the gist, but like I kind of prefer how it was in Eternal, where it was like there was a Hell Council. And you can read about the Hell Council in the Codex if you want, but Doom Guy's just here to kill the Hell Council.
Ironically, like more of a Dark Souls storytelling with that. It's like you can engage with, you get out what you put into it.
Exactly. Dark Ages leans heavy into the story. I don't really necessarily care about that. Revelations is still telling a lot of story.
Is it good? Like, is it compelling? Like, are you engaged with the story in any way?
It is. Yes and no.
Okay.
Like, I will say, if you read the codexes and stuff in the first two games, which I usually do read, it is cool. There's some cool payoffs. Like, no, this DLC seems to be directly linking up to what happens at the beginning of Doom 2016. So
Okay.
we seem
While
to be
you're on the sarcophagi, which is funny because, like, wasn't that like a reference to like Doom 64 stuff and everything?
There is some flashback stuff in this where you are playing. Well, let's just say the Doom guy talks in the flashbacks, and it's directly labeled as Doom Marine, and you are shooting the 1993 shotgun from the Sentinel perspective.
Oh, okay.
So there is some like linking back to those old games. There's tons of great YouTube videos. They're like, the Doom guy from Doom 1 is the Doom guy from Doom. Like, spoiler for Doom Eternal. It is implied in Doom Eternal that what happened in Doom 1 and 2 happened.
Yeah.
Like, he shows up, and that's the Doom guy from Doom 1 and 2 in Eternal. And like, we see him. That same guy is the guy here. There is a lot of story stuff in Doom Dark Ages. I can get people not caring about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that some of it is like, you know, hey, how excited are you about melodramatic stuff? And like, the Doom guy is the Doom guy. He's there to kill demons, and that's okay. Sometimes that's all I want. Revelations is still doing a lot of story stuff, but it does pay off. There's some cool stuff I'm not going to spoil, but as like a Doom guy, I'm like, oh crap, look at this is back. You know, I know what that thing is. And like, you know, in Doom of Dark Ages, when you walk by, you see guys in the Marauder armor, but it's before they've been corrupted, so they're regular dudes. You're like, I'm going to face you down in Eternal. And it makes that moment in Eternal very cool when they show up and they're like, you were a betrayer. Because it's you know why they know him. And you also know why he knows them.
Yeah, it's what a prequel should do. It should make things that you didn't necessarily... It should make what came before stronger by, like, adding details without, like, necessarily changing them or, like, retroactively, like, changing things. It should, like, enhance the story that's already there.
I think it's really good.
Okay.
But combat wise, this thing is beautiful, man. It feels so fucking good. And the spear really does bring back the speed and the ability to switch back and forth. There's like times when I'm running with the spear because you have to build up charges to do the big abilities. And so there's times where I'm running around with the spear, dashing around, throwing it at things. And then I switch to the shield and stand in front of a demon that's swinging a giant sword at me. I'm parrying the sword and smacking him in the face with a mace. Like, it feels like a heavy metal album, basically.
That's what Doom should feel like. Yeah.
I'm having a fucking blast.
That's awesome. I was really glad to see this is doing better score-wise and, like, reception-wise than the base game has been. I think that's just maybe the nature of releasing stuff on Game Pass too, versus like having to buy into a DLC.
Possibly, because I did have to pay for this compared to just playing it on Game Pass. You probably got a different audience there. Like, I'm sure a lot of people picked up Doom the Dark Ages.
Does this justify my purchase versus does this justify my subscription? Is like
also,
a different thing.
I think also there's a difference in, like, they really lean heavily in the Dark Ages into, like, modifying difficulty to the point that the difficulty that you pick is not necessarily just how you can modify it. You have sliders to straight up adjust parry time and adjust enemy damage. So, like, you can really ramp up the difficulty. And unless you're somebody who is super into, like, playing Doom at a hard level. Like, I'm in a fight right now that right before I had to stop to play this game for the show this week, that I died, like, 7 times to. that's not frustrating to me. I want that feeling of fucking when I killed that last demon in this big, fight. I like that feeling of like fucking suck my dick. Like I'm so angry at, the fact that, I've beat this damn demon. You don't get that unless you're playing it at a more difficult level. And I think that really is where the combat shines. I love this thing. It's great. Definitely, if you have a passing enjoyment of Dark Ages, I suggest it. $20. It's like 10 to 13 hours worth of content. Like this is a significant chunk of content. It's worth doing.
I imagine it'll be a bundle of this someday.
Oh, I'm sure
between the base game and this, like there is with Ancient Gods. So that might be a great place to like check it out, either on PS5 or Doom has a history of like Switch ports that are pretty good. Maybe I'll see how if this gets a Switch 2 port. I think that'll be
I also say that
playing Doom in bed is a good place to play Doom.
True.
Yep.
I also say that the base game is good. I like the base game a lot. And so I'm not necessarily going to sit here and be like, the base game isn't. This thing is great. And I'm a secret fan. This is why I was talking about weaponized autism. I am obsessed with finding every single fucking secret. And one thing they've done that they didn't do in Eternal. In Eternal, you could see on the minimap where secrets were. Here you can't. So you do actually have to go figure them out and do your little things. And I've spent so many time looking at walls being like, how do I get there? And that was another thing that my partner was constantly laughing at me about, because I would talk to myself and be like, if I move block A to block B opens block C, which allows me to shut block gate. And there's a ton of fun stuff. Like when you get to the secret, a lot of times like you'll get jumped by a new demon pack or something. There's a lot of like combat encounters that only happen if you get to secrets. I love the secrets. I love this game. Check it out. I really think it's a 10 out of 10. And it's also a swan song to a lot of id employees. So
yeah,
give them a shout. Let's talk about the game we're here to talk about.
Yes, Part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Michael, I continue to love this video game.
Okay, that's good. I was wondering if you'd be more down in this section than previous.
I mean, this is definitely not like as much of a highlight as Part 1. I think that's just the nature of what this section is. We talked about before the show that we needed to break it up in a certain way, and you did a great job breaking it up.
Thank you.
I don't think there's any other way to do this, but I think this is less story heavy, obviously. But I think that there's a lot of really fun stuff here.
Yeah, there's a lot here in at least 6 and 7 to really engage with I engage a lot more with the materia system. I was like changing my loadouts. You start to get weapons here. So I was playing around with like the upgrade trees. I spent a lot of time in menus in this section, which is what you want for an RPG. You want to spend that time like changing out builds and everything.
I think also there's a lot more of like at this point the safety belts are off. They're really going to try to push you to be better at the combat and use all your different abilities.
Fights with just like regular like guys are significantly harder than they were.
I have a note here that say I hate rocket turrets with a passion.
Oh my god, I hate those things too. Being able to, that's why I always have like, I knew to like that there was a lot of mech enemies coming up, so I made sure I was like, all right, I'm gonna have a level 2 bolt material on at least 2 people, so I can just double lightning these things to clear them out, because I knew those things were coming, and I hate those things.
Especially because you have a lot of times you have the turrets that are up high that you can't reach with anybody but Barrett. So Barrett has to focus on them or use magic.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like, we can kind of talk about the basics of what we do here right off the bat, but I really want to talk about more of the quieter stuff. That's the more interesting stuff.
The character writing in between sections remains so good. It is my favorite thing about this game is how they write the small moments. Like, in an RPG like this, as you're going through dungeons, you're not really engaging when there's character. You just see in original Final Fantasy VII, while you're dealing with like dungeon areas, you just see Cloud on a screen. You'll have random battles pop up, and it's only in like certain story bits where the other characters will just emerge from Cloud, like they've been traveling together, and then you'll see like little boxes of story text. they play around with the moments and have fun with like characters talking and like talking about there's a lot of philosophical dives into this, like how Barrett, because he has a kid, is like in touch with like the books that he reads to Marlene and everything, and how like a lot of the messages that he strives for are like messages that are in like children's books, like believe in yourself and you can make a better future for yourself.
Also, I think one thing that kind of comes across with Barrett in particular is a lot of this he's doing for the future. He's trying to make a better future for his child. And like he talks about a lot of these.
That's why he cares
beliefs.
so much.
He cares so much because he has skin in the game.
He makes sense why he's like so verbose and caring is because he has something that he is fighting for. He has a cause that he believes in. And if you're not a friend of the cause, he's not a friend of you. Because
in his mind, it's a direct enemy to like the future of his child. Like, I don't blame him for not wanting to tolerate people like that, you know? Like, I understand his point of view.
The more time we get with Barrett, the less, like, he becomes that, like, initial verbose stereotype.
I really like Barrett now. I think he is a lot better the longer you play this game.
That is how I feel about every character. The more time you spend with characters, the more you, like, figure them out. They're real people. And why I love Rebirth so much is because it is an adventure with everybody traveling with you at once. So you're constantly learning about everybody. You're constantly growing together as like friends and as people, and you as the player feel that too. Right now we're still in the meet cute stage with a lot of these characters. So like some characters we know very like more well at this point than we do others. Like this is Aerith's big like introduction. Yeah. She's still for imagine someone like you, she's still like you're still trying to figure her out.
You're trying to pin her down. I don't quite know who she is as a character yet. I have an idea, but I don't have like a full view of it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to now get a better look at like Barrett and Tifa. This is a really like, chapter 6 is a lot of just like running around, shutting off generators.
It's a puzzle dungeon, like a maze sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's mostly an excuse to let them talk. Mm-hmm. So we learn fun things like Barrett's scared of heights. Tifa's kind of like the unsung kind of driving force of the team right now. Like from a leadership point of view, she has a little bit like natural leadership skills.
Yeah, she is like sort of the de facto leader of Avalanche, it seems like.
Yeah, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, she kind of like people default to her.
She has the most level head.
Yeah,
Barrett does not have a level head.
But Barrett's
Cloud does not have a level head.
Well, Cloud also is not really wanting to be here.
He's on the closet. Where's my money?
I love that. That's my favorite thing about Cloud. Is Cloud just here for the fucking money?
Not interested.
I love it so much. I'm here for the money, baby.
Not interested. Where's my money?
There's a section that comes up that I love about that.
Is it with the kid? It's where he's haggling the kids.
Is that? But it's also with the old man.
Of course, you like the old man.
I love that section.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about something with that soon. But did you get the? There's a very difficult, like not really difficult. It's like a sort of
the one that's on the edge is the purple one.
Yeah, the blue material.
I couldn't get it.
You had to like basically backtrack around and take a elevator to a different part and then take stairs down.
I admit
it was very tricky, and even as someone who did it before, I got lost trying to find that one.
So I admit that at first, they constantly remind you that like, hey, this is where we're meeting back up at. This is what we need to do. Don't get lost, because the characters are commenting, and it's like, it's kind of a maze. Mm-hmm. And at first, I was like having no issues. I'm like, what a dumb character to think I would go and have issues. Then on the last one, I got lost for a little bit. I was like, where the fuck do I go? And then I was trying to start backtracking to get the
because there's the red summon material,
which I did get,
which is fun because Bear's like, what kind of badass is gonna pop out of this one? And then you look at it as a bird with a weird Moogle on top of it,
but actually pretty good damage.
Oh man, I love the bit where they like all of the chocobos just like charge in.
They rush the because I'll talk about that in a second.
The summons are very
the summons are all
cool.
great. I love all the summons.
Yeah. Yes.
But I did get that, and that was a cool little like combat / puzzle because you have to beat it in a short amount of time. Or
you're going to be mad when you find out what blue is.
What is it?
It is a link materia that adds elemental damage to your weapon.
Fucking hell!
So if I add, so what you do is like you equip it with the little equal sign materia to attack materia. So I have right now, I had bits where you're fighting a lot of Shinra dudes. The Shinra dudes are weak to fire. So I have Tifa with fire gloves, and she's just going in, like, wasting dudes,
I'm
punching
so
stuff.
I gave up on it because I just could not find it.
That is,
damn it.
That is
I'm
fine.
mad.
There are other instances of getting, like, blue materia later, and they kind of tease you with that. Like, there's materia, like, there's one in Chapter 8 that you see that the ghosts are blocking you from getting.
Yeah, I wanted that one.
So you'll be able to go back there much later. But
I know which one you're talking about. Like the ghosts are stopping you from getting.
Like, give me my materia. I want that materia. Yeah.
All of this section, even when you leave it, Barrett's like, "Do you want to go back and get that thing?" I'm like, "I've been looking for that thing for like 20 minutes, Barrett." So long story short, I did not get it.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, pretty straightforward. It's fun to play, not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. You meet Biggs at the end. Cloud instantly, like, puts his sword on him, and he's like, I just cleared the way for you, dude. Like, and I like that he didn't know where Jesse and Wedge was, and was, like, surprised, but also kind of glad to see Cloud was back. Like, he was like,
happy. He wants
mission.
Cloud to be a part of the team,
yeah,
but he also was worried about why Cloud was even there.
He's like, where's Jesse? Is she okay? He's like, yeah, she just got hurt. She just broke her leg. And they're like, oh, okay, that's good. Because they're doing with, like, high stakes scenarios and everything too. So.
Well, and also we figure out what the plan is, how to get back down. Is we're going to grapple gun all the way back down, which seems. Why didn't we just bring parachutes like last time? But I digress.
That would have you wouldn't have
helped out Cloud, wouldn't it? Chapter 7, we do just a little bit some fighting to get down to the reactor, and then we get a really weird flashback or flash forward or whatever this is. I don't know.
Okay.
Of Cowboy Tifa. With a sword over a body. And it reminded me of, like, when you see your creator character in a cutscene. Because I was like, why is Cowboy Tifa here?
Okay.
And I was like, is this a flashback or a flash forward? What is this?
Okay, I won't.
Do not tell me, because I do not know at this point.
I won't tell you. So she says, I'm sick of soldiers. I'm sick of Shinra. I'm sick of all of this. And then grabs a giant sword and just drags it behind her. And that's where Cloud's, like, memory ends here. And, like, it was just very weird that she's Cowboy Tifa. I was like, what is Cowboy Tifa doing here? For me, it's like, oh, yeah, of course she's in a cowboy outfit here. But I imagine for you, you're like, well, I don't understand what's going on with any of this. I've not seen Tifa outside of this little white and black skirt get up. Oh, there is. We'll talk about this because Cloud does put 2 and 2 together during the boss fight. We'll talk about a line that he says specifically. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I missed this. Well, we'll talk about this during the boss fight. Okay. But yeah. So you're going into Reactor 5 and you see like the airbuster being built, which it's a good tease. This is obviously a problem, and obviously we're going to have to fight this thing. So the airbuster is the first boss fight in Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, which makes sense because this is extremely extended. The build up to him is so good. I love all this. Yes. All this is great. So we do plant the bomb. We have a detonator this time because we're learning. And then as we're leaving, we get jumped by some robots that pop up a hologram, and we get the first, like, conversation we have with the president. President Shinra. It is, like, I like this whole section. Because this is like, hey, even Cloud makes a comment in Chapter 6. He's like, they're probably watching us. Like, there's cameras everywhere. They know we're here. And there's Tifa's talk of, like, this is too easy. This is a trap, right? But Tifa mentions, like, why haven't they come down and stopped us? We're shutting down generators. Someone should try to stop us. Like, why? And Cloud's like, they know we're here. And especially telling because, like, they mentioned that the generators that they're shutting off to power this area is, like, the sun. For the lower plates. Yeah. So these are sun lamps. Like, they don't get actual sunlight. So it's artificial man-made sun for these areas. So, like, the bright lights that you see when you're, like, opening up, they're really harsh and, like, really bright. So the explanation of that is, like, this is artificial sun that's, like, shining on you. Yeah. And it's also, I like the fact that, like, Barrett's like, we have to do this because eventually we're going to shut these things down anyway. But Tifa's when it lights up, they're going off anyway. Yeah, so. But Tifa's like, we're shutting people's sun off. Like, this is hurting people downstairs, or down below. Mm-hmm.
I do like this whole sequence because one, obviously we knew we were going to fight the Airbuster, but like I love the build up to it. So they're bringing the Airbuster online, and basically we're told like, hey, we're broadcasting you to all of the people downstairs, and we're basically associating you with the Wu-Tai.
Yeah.
The Wu-Tai. So we're gonna paint you as terrorists associated with the Wu-Tai, which is great because later on in the game, it's like we're gonna use this as justification.
They want to start a
war with Wu-Tai.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna use you as a justification.
So this is new material here for the game. The war of Wu-Tai happened, but the whole using Avalanche as a means to fuel a war like makes a lot of sense for the story, but it's also from ancillary material that they're like, it might be from like a book or one of the mobile games that they're roping back into Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
like Avalanche is doing terrorist acts.
We can use blame this for our benefits.
Yeah, we'll blame it on Wu-Tai.
We want to do a war anyway. We don't know why they want to do a war quite yet, but that'll tie in with as we go forward. That'll become more clear. As Shinra's plan, Shinra's the antagonist of this game, more so than Sephiroth. So,
because Sephiroth seems to be the antagonist of Cloud.
Yeah, he's the antagonist of all of Final Fantasy VII. This being part one of the trilogy and dealing with Midgar, who runs Midgar, Shinra.
Yeah.
So, I like that Barrett immediately is like, we're on TV, and immediately starts like, think of the planet, like goes on his like WWE promo.
And I love that Cloud's like, they probably muted you. Like Cloud's like very deep understanding of Shinra and also just how the world works is great because he's like, they probably muted you. No, none of that got out. Like they're not gonna let you talk to the people.
It's a great line here. Put me on TV. I'll give them the truth.
Barry's over here being like, I'm not a big fan of the government.
The media is a lie.
I really love also how like the Airbuster is not ready. It's only 60% ready. And they're trying to bring it online as quick as they can.
Yeah, Heidegger's like, what do you mean it's not ready yet? I specifically asked you to have it ready so I can deal with these dudes. Great.
But my favorite thing is Barrett comes up with the plan like, fine, they're going to try to kill us on TV. We'll blow up those stupid robot on TV in front of all of them. Like, if they're going to try to do this, what we'll do is we're just going to show like a better message, which is us killing their robot in front of everybody on TV.
Did you notice the footage that they showed? Is like, we have footage of Avalanche breaking into our reactors, and this is live video, and it's footage from the first reactor of Wedge, Biggs, and Jesse.
Well, it shows that they've been planning this. Like Shinra knew what you were doing.
It's a sting operation.
They were letting you incriminate yourself enough to
get public on their side.
And so this was from the get go. And we kind of got bits and pieces of this before. And it maybe also explains why the other group of Avalanche was not as happy with us, because maybe they're a little bit more wise to this stuff than we are.
Mm-hmm. During the president's speech here, he does say one thing about Cloud. He says, you will have the eyes of one. He's like, oh, you must be a soldier because you have the eyes of one who is bathed in Mako. And it's like, you haven't seemed to be affected by the accelerated cellular degeneration yet.
Yeah, it implies that he's dying.
Soldiers who have he's saying like soldiers who have bathed in Mako are like, their cells like are being exposed to like this material, and because of that their cells are like degrading over time. They're going fast. It's like Fox die, sort of thing. Yeah.
And Cloud is not shocked by this statement. He kind of just is like aware of it.
He's like,
Cloud is not being forthright with what is going on with him either. We don't know why he's not. He's big about telling you he is an ex-soldier, but we don't know why
he hasn't talked about like what he has done in Soldier.
There's some conversations in chapter 8 that implies some
stuff. Yeah.
One of my favorite things here is I love the concept that we are trying to sabotage the machine before it gets built up. It gives you a ton of like cool little options of what to do there, between basically slowing it down, lowering the number of missiles it shoots at you, or getting like supplies that can be rerouted to the vault that we're going to be able to get into right before the boss fight. I really just tried to slow it down. I figure a slower enemy is a better enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I did do the vault one first because that was the only one that was presented to me.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
slowing
they
it
do
down,
that intentionally to know how like the mechanics work, and then you can
start picking and choosing as you find cards.
I got rid of all of the little chests that you get because I figured those were like items directly for me, like potions and everything that could be viable later on.
I don't know what he's like when he's all the way sped up, but I did find it easier for him being a little bit slower, especially when he's moving around at the final stage.
Yeah, that was a problem I didn't do any of those. I took away the bombs and that because I'm like, I kind of want to see what he's like when he's fully fast. And oh god, is he fast?
I'm kind of glad I did what I did.
Yeah. I still beat him on first try, but like he was.
I'll tell you about how that went with me.
It's not an easy fight at all.
No, it's a badass fight though.
Oh my god! Yeah, we'll talk about this as we go. But
when we get to the vault, there's a cool mini game where you're like having to time the opening of the vaults and stuff. I really like that stuff. Anytime I can do little mini games, I like the mini games in this game.
It is in the original. It's like push the button, and it's funny because like the little animations just have like it's like a rotating animation of fists in the air, fists down, and you gotta time it just right. And Tifa getting more and more upset with you as you're like aiming it wrong, which is fun because there's like the easy version of it where you do it once, and then in order to get all of the goodies that you took away from the Airbuster,
like 6 times,
and it is the most like tight timing you have ever seen. This is like fighting game level timing windows.
I only screwed it up I think once.
I was so bad with this, and it's funny just seeing Tifa going, "All right, guys."
Barrett kept was the one I screwed it up on. He's like, I'm sorry, my bad.
Where I messed it up enough times to where Tifa was just like straight up yelling, like, "Get it together!" Oh my god!
Really? I didn't. I only screwed up once.
I was so bad at the timing on this. It's so fun. Just Tifa like getting really pissed off was so funny because she's like she's the level-headed one,
and she's like, "Will you get your shit together?"
Exactly. She might actually say something quite like that.
This boss fight, this thing was great, man. It has all the stuff that you want, from having to switch to Barrett a lot to do the range stuff when it backs off. It really was when it was when the combat really clicked for me, of knowing like Cloud is my main DPS right now.
Mm-hmm.
Really using I'm using the for Tifa the reverse, where it basically the damage that's dealt to her also can heal her, kind of thing. Do you know which ability I'm talking about?
Chakra.
Yeah,
Chakra is very good.
That one's like a lifesaver. We got music going on.
Sorry, my alarm went off. That's out.
Gave it.
That's hour 2. Futures by Jimmy Eat World, everybody.
We're gonna get copyright, right?
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Jimmy Eat World shutting us down. I really loved how this is when I really had to like get my shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I was casting like barrier on Cloud to make sure he could stay in the fight, and Barrett staying back, and he has like the one that's like life save or whatever, where he takes the damage for other people.
Yeah, Barrett's my tank, but what's interesting is Cloud is mostly my magic user and building up stagger. Tifa is my get in the fight DPS, like nonstop pressure. Because I slapped all of my like health materials and I upgraded her weapons to have like health, like as much health on her as I can. So she's just getting in there, just bam, 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 bam.
Especially as she builds, like she's kind of a slow ramp up. But once she's like all the way up, and you're starting to get like those special abilities, like Cloud's like slice, and hers is what's her big special ability?
Omni Drive, I think.
Which is a pretty damaging.
It's like a big shoulder thrust into them.
And then Barrett's is the big shot thing. But like, dude, getting the summons off. I died to this once when he had a sliver of health left.
No,
I lost Cloud and Tifa. I only had Barrett left. I was balancing using Barrett's the reinforced skin thing to get his damage resistance up. I got hit by the thing that stuns you.
No, okay.
And then I got hit with it. This thing was like this much. If I would have not died to that, I could have got like a health potion off and finished him off with like a single overcharge shot. But the second time I had a cleaner fight, I didn't have to use any of my my Phoenix Downs, and it was just a cleaner fight. So I actually feel better about having it that second time. This thing is great, man, with the multiple stages, and then you're blowing up the platforms, and you guys fighting from a distance and getting close. And
getting that summon meter up so you can bring in, I also brought in the Chocobo.
Oh, it's just fun. Now, the other one's pretty damaging, though.
Oh, Ifrit is
He
great.
can fuck him up.
Ifrit was my lifesaver for like an optional boss fight later on in Chapter 4. Yeah.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, I love this whole boss fight. It's great. It ends with the platform getting destroyed. Cloud's hanging from the edge, and he's like, y'all got to get out of here.
Barrett says, hey, man, make it out of this. I was wrong about you.
Yeah, we win Barrett over, basically. So he grabs Tifa to get out of there, and Cloud falls. He grabs his grappling gun. It connects for a second, and then it goes out in the last second, and he falls all the way down to Section 5.
So there is one bit I want to talk about here.
Yes, I want to talk about this, too, because I don't know what's happening.
So whenever President Shinra appears and, like, brings in the airbuster for the fight, Tifa gets pissed, and she says that thing that Cowboy Tifa said. She's like, soldiers, Shinra, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this. She says that again, and then Cloud says, it's just like... And then he has that Saki thing, and he says, when I failed you.
Huh. Is it a past or is it present? Because when we fall, we have a flash forward or flashback or alternate version. Well, basically, Cloud is talking to himself.
Yeah, Cloud is talking to...
Our version of Cloud is being talked to by a Cloud that seems to know something else.
Yeah, he... very different than how Cloud talks usually. Like, hey, buddy, are you okay?
He's a lot more supportive and kind. And, like, he's like, we got to get up, bud. I know this hurts, but right now we got to just get up. And
then he puts his shoulder on him when you think he's going to get up, and then that hand changes.
To Sephiroth.
And then he looks at Cloud and says, I am your everything.
Every time Sephiroth makes an appearance, it's so well done. There's a section in Chapter 8 that he makes an appearance that I fucking love. I love... They're building him up to be, like, the devil himself. Like, he is terrifying.
The kids these days say aura.
He's got a lot of aura. He's got a lot of aura. Okay, Michael.
All right.
We wake up in a field of flowers, and Aerith is there. We know it's Aerith. I have weird feelings on Aerith. I don't know how I feel about this character. I don't dislike her.
Okay. It's still early.
I think... Let's get through this section, then we talk about it when we do side quest stuff.
Yeah.
Aerith is there. Yeah. Because we're laying in her flowers. We burst through the ceiling of her church she's hanging out in. Basically, we have a little bit of a conversation with her where she implies that something's off about her.
Yeah.
And like she either knows something we don't know, or she has a connection to something that we don't have a connection to. Namely the ghost. The ghosts kind of follow her a lot. They also seem to be protecting her. She's got something else going on.
There's a lot going on with Aerith that we can't touch on in this section. But there is something here where she hands Cloud like, hey, you dropped your materia. And she's like, I got one too. And then there's a confusing bit here where she's like, it looks at her braid.
I was like, what is she talking about?
She has a piece of materia, a very important materia to her that's bundled up in that braid. This confused me because it's not even done well in the original Final Fantasy VII because she just reaches behind her and she has this materia. In Rebirth, you see her when she needs it, she undoes it and undoes her hair down to get that materia out.
But it doesn't show it to you. I was like, what is she talking? I thought
it's a weird moment here. I don't think it's done. You can tell they had it in their mind. So I was like, people would get this. It breezed by me. I was like, is her bow a materia?
I basically figured it out as we were walking around. That I was like, oh, I bet you it's inside the bow. But you should have showed me.
Yeah,
show me what the hell it is.
Show don't tell. I get it why you didn't want to show. I didn't get. As someone who's played the game, I get why you didn't want to show it yet. I feel like there could have been a better way to do this, but we do we do see it in like Cloud having visions again, where she says, "Mine's not good for anything at all." Cloud sees a flash where he sees Aerith's hands come together, and we see the materia that presumably the one she's talking about, like in a like hole in the floor.
I think that it could have been done a little bit more clearer. But I think also it doesn't necessarily matter because I'm sure that we'll get more of an insight into it shortly.
Yeah, this is very early for Aerith. Aerith's my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII.
And that's why I'm not like...
And don't you can bash or like give your real thoughts and opinions because Aerith becomes my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII.
And maybe I've just not got there yet because I do like some aspects of this character. Let's get to it when we get to the side quest stuff.
Yeah, so...
we have a visit from neighborhood douchebag. Reno. Reno, this boss fight's so easy. Coming off of what we just did. I kind of like it because it very much is Cloud. He's like, oh, you're like... Because he says something about Cloud being a soldier, and Cloud's like, yeah, first class.
And he laughs and is like...
And he's like, don't lie. Don't be that blatant with your lie. And he's like...
we were having fun before, but you took it one step too far.
You're stolen valor now. I know you're not. But then you get to see Cloud just beat the shit out of Reno. Reno, you just have to block his attacks. And he goes into the pressured state.
Yeah,
and then you just wail on him until he staggers, and then whoop the shit out of him. So it's like, yes, douchebag.
Aerith also around here pegs Cloud as a merc. She's like, oh, he's my bodyguard. And he was like, well, I figured like a mercenary like you could use some pay. Like, how do you know I'm a mercenary? She's like, well, the sword kind of made it obvious.
Well, and also that she's very much like playing with Cloud. She knows something Cloud doesn't. And Cloud
she's messing with Cloud.
Yeah, she's messing with him the whole chapter.
Mm-hmm.
This leads to a good escape sequence where the ghosts save us.
They save Reno.
They save Reno
because Cloud's about to bring the sword on him, and that's when the ghosts stop him and then sort of shoo him and Aerith to the backside.
Can I give you a theory on the ghosts? I think the ghosts are maintaining some form of timeline.
Interesting.
Because the ghosts seem to be invested in certain things not happening and certain things happening. So even with Aerith, they straight up protect Aerith in this chapter. Almost like we can't let her get hurt here.
Mm-hmm.
But they have also done other things. They directly hurt Jessie so Cloud would be on the mission.
Interesting.
It just feels like they're trying to...
Interesting.
Preserve something.
Something.
Like a timeline.
What do you think they're trying to preserve? Do you have that yet, or are you still confused on that part?
I think that they are preserving the sequence of events that are about to happen.
Okay.
Maybe there was a future... I think there's some time travel shit going on.
Okay, interesting.
Because...
That's very interesting.
Obviously, Cloud is jumping back and forth between different flashbacks of different times. And also, Cloud talked to a version of himself that is either a more emotional, mature version of himself or a less damaged version of himself. And I don't know which one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we're seeing not just necessarily things that have happened. I think we're seeing things that are going to happen.
Okay.
And I think the ghosts are trying to make sure certain things do happen. If that makes any sense.
I see what you're saying.
Because specifically with Aerith, they have hurt people we cared about, but it makes sense because they hurt them in a way to get Cloud somewhere. They protect Aerith here, even protecting her from falling at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ghosts are trying to maintain something.
Something that you...
I don't know what it is.
You don't know what
I don't know what it is, but they...
That's interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my theory.
Okay.
We'll
definitely... We're nowhere near done with the ghosts. We'll talk about the ghosts.
No, I'm sure we'll see plenty of them.
Yeah, all right.
As we escape, we get out into the section 5, and we do a lot of traversal. This is really mainly a story connection between Aerith and Cloud.
Yeah.
She's messing with him a lot. She's kind of little kind of ditzy, but ditzy in a way that she knows she's ditzy almost.
But she's confident when she really shouldn't be in some aspects. My favorite bit here is so fun. Where Cloud's like reaches the top of the tower first, and she's like, and he's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Please, I'm not some princess who needs to be coddled." Then the ladder breaks, and she just goes, "Shit."
Yeah, I like that too. She's like,
it sums up everything about Aerith as a character is summed up in that moment there. Just like the
I don't dislike her.
confidence. And
I'm not sure yet.
I mean, we had one chapter with her.
Yeah, I don't know. And she's also mysterious because she's supposed to be.
I think you will have you'll be more grounded in your opinion of Aerith in this next section, I feel like.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair. I do like that once we get to section 5, we're kind of getting the vibe that Aerith is kind of like a local celebrity. She's this section's Tifa.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Aerith. There is a visit happening of the Turks, which seem to be Shinra's kind of investigation / police arm, maybe.
Their intelligence branch of
CIA.
Shinra. Like,
Shinra's CIA.
They got like the suits. They got like the IFB earpiece in. I like that we get, because this is our introduction to Rude. I was combining those words. Rude immediately comes in on a helicopter, and you get a vibe of what a Turk is really supposed to be like. Reno comes in, like, he looks like he just came in, was called in on his day off, his suit's like unbuttoned. Rude comes in, press suit, sunglasses. This man is a professional.
Reno is not like he's not like the actual like ideal version of what a Turk is. Rude probably is. Like, he's a lot more put together. We also introduced...
I will spoil one thing in Rebirth that I think is fun that really shows Reno's character. There's a bit where they have to bring another Turk in because Reno's vacation days are happening. It's like, Reno's on vacation. He had this booked. We need to bring another Turk in.
You know what? I like that.
He's like...
I have PTO. I am using my PTO.
My corporate contract says I get this many days. I'm taking a vacation.
I'd be damned if I miss this beach trip.
I didn't want to spoil that bit because it sums up Reno's character. Like,
you know what? Fair.
He cares because he's working for the weekend.
Listen,
Reno.
Same.
He would do the minimum that he needs to do.
Same, bro. I'm here to make money and get the hell out of here.
Rude is here for that promotion.
Rude cares. Rude has a LinkedIn page.
Reno does not
have a LinkedIn page.
He did it because the company mandated one, but he will ignore all your messages saying you viewed his profile.
Yeah, he don't give a shit.
He doesn't remember the password.
I don't remember my password. That's a callback for today that only Michael gets. I really do like also that. So we get this script where they're doing more corporate propaganda, and we get introduced to Scarlet. And I went, goddamn, Scarlet. That's kind of a cool section. I like that. It reminds me of like Hunger Games.
All the people gathering to like see like this message. She's very flamboyantly dressed, I would say, for like the corporate. She got
the carbs, Michael. Got the carbs. I mean, I now understand following corporate propaganda. I'm like, yeah, I fucking fall for that.
Yeah, let's invade Wu-Tai. They probably deserved it.
That woman would never lie to me.
There's a real bit where she like knocks the camera out of the dude's
like
hands.
Staring up at him. I was like, this is a fetish. I know what this is. Listen here. We go visit Aerith's home, meet her mom, and this is when the game basically gives us an excuse to we're going to go out into the town. Primarily because Aerith is going to be delivering some flowers to a local orphanage. But this is also where we can go around and do a ton of side content.
Yeah.
I think you should do the side content. I think that a lot of the side content's really, really good. There's a couple of like, go here and kill this thing.
Yeah, I'm mainly thinking of the kids quest where you're dealing with the frog and the Angel of the Slums quest.
The Angel of the Slums one is like, eh. That one I was like, especially because I did it towards the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, eh.
Wrap it up. A lot of the side quests here are like hit or miss. The side quests are some of my biggest criticisms with this whole like game. Some of them do that. Some of the ones that you do here will pay off later. There are like side quests that tie into if you did these side quests or not. So like,
I mean, that's why I feel the need to do them all.
Yeah. Don't feel like you like have to necessarily. If you get bored doing a side quest, feel free to just be like, main story, let's go.
I will say I'm at the point now where it just depends on what the quest is. Because I like the stuff with the kids. Like, I like how, like, later on, they're all wearing little cloud swords. And it's like, oh, look at y'all. They're all, like, super jacked about.
They're like, this guy's cool.
They're like, we want to be a soldier, too.
No, don't do it.
No, Cloud's like, bad
so
idea,
your
bad
degeneration.
idea.
Don't do it.
But I like that. Like, I like all of that stuff. There's a sequence with the guy who, once you go visit his wife's grave, this is when the sequence you want to talk about.
Yeah, this is where it, like, the game scripting like broke for me.
So what happened here with you?
So I did the quest. You get the graveyard quest where a guy wants to dedicate his wife's grave, but he doesn't have the graveyard key to get in, and it's like infested with monsters. So he asks you to go do it. So you get the key from the one of the kids is dressed like a Moogle and has like which is like a little teddy bear sort of thing. They're prevalent in all of the Final Fantasy games. And you get the key, you go there, you fit out the monsters, and you leave what he wants to leave on his wife's grave. And then Cloud gets back and is like, so what do you want to pay me for this? And they're like, what are you talking about? They're like, you monster? I think the guy even calls you a dick. Like,
but my favorite thing is, like, Cloud goes, by the way, you need to go bring this key back to the kid.
No, like,
and he's like, what are you talking about? Why don't you take it back?
I mean, I'll
and
do
Cloud
it.
goes, sure, I will, for 5,000 Gs. And I'm like, hell yeah, Cloud. Cloud's like, bitch, I don't work for free. I'm here for money.
So this is what broke for me. I guess it was the order I did the quest. I imagine if you do a certain number of quests, Aerith will chime in. And when I did this quest, and the guy was like, you're just taking advantage of this situation. Aerith looks at me and goes, isn't helping people great?
No, I don't think she did that right after me.
Really?
Same thing. And I was like, because I anticipated her being like, Cloud, that was a really dick move.
Isn't it helping people great?
But
like,
she did the same thing with me. She's like, isn't it helping people great?
I wonder
like,
if it's just if you do like 3 quests, side quests, it may have just been like a scripting thing. It's like, if you do 3 quests, Aerith will encourage you to do more quests. But they did it after Cloud just like being harsh to people, that she's like, this is fun. I'm having fun with you.
I was really thrown off by it because I was like, I thought Aerith was going to be like, Cloud, what the hell?
No, that's not. I think that's a scripting thing. I don't think that's a character thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
Aerith.
I love that shit. But I love Cloud doing it. He's like, sure, I'll do it for 5,000 Gs. I don't work for free.
But he talks down the kids. Like, he's like, all right, fine, I'll destroy this thing for like 500 gil. And the kids are like, he's like, okay, for 3 gil.
And then they're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm running a frog monster special today. I love Cloud. Cloud's my favorite character in this here video game. I love the bitch better have my money.
He will be okay to like pretty women and children. He's cool with.
Same. I don't give a shit about a bunch of dudes helping him out. A pretty lady says, hey, can you help me? I was like, shit, I'm fine.
All right, fine.
But 5,000, I mean, he's got to walk all the way back over there. I mean, come on. I don't know how much the gil is in our money, but 5,000 might be really reasonable.
I don't know the exchange rate in gil.
It might be like a yen where like 5,000 is like $5. That's a completely fair thing.
You do all the quests here, and you do get like a bonus Aerith scene where she is talking to. There's a really sweet moment here. She's talking to the flowers, and she has some connection that they don't really. I thought we would get more of it up front, but she has a connection with nature, and
particularly flowers. Yeah.
Yeah. She says, like, oh, the flowers will have something to share if you just listen. And she says they're happy with us for, like, doing all this stuff today. And then Cloud says, like, well, what? I can't remember what he says, but he says something about why they think of me. And she's like, I've tried to ask, and they're not giving me anything back. Or they're not as talkative as they once were. Presumably because like the planet is dying, and so the flowers aren't as chatty as they were.
Yeah.
So she walks away, and then Cloud I love this moment here. He looks at the flowers and says, "Hey, learn to talk to her."
Yeah, it's a very like, I'm going to indulge this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud is not a bad person.
No,
Cloud has a code. He sticks to it, but he's not a bad person.
Cloud cares about He obviously cares, and he's playing it off like he doesn't, but there's actually a deeply like caring individual in there.
It's trauma.
If he didn't care about the planet, he wouldn't go on that mission. If he didn't care about Aerith, he wouldn't have told the flowers, "Hey, talk to her."
But trauma,
she's worried about you. You gotta talk to her, dude.
Trauma makes you not be as upfront and forthright with people because you're afraid of rejection or pain or sorrow and all those other things.
And who really understands that to him? Tifa. Because she has gone through some of the stuff that Cloud went through. That's not everything.
That's why I like about her and Cloud's relationship, because she talks to Cloud as a person he is on the inside, not the person he's projecting. A lot of times when Tifa talks to Cloud, she's talking to him as the person he actually is, not the person he's projecting.
Exactly.
So, like, Tifa knows him deep enough to know that when Cloud says, "I don't care about this," she knows that's not even true.
To a point,
doesn't even pretend to acknowledge it.
There's even like moments that still shock her, and she's like, "What happened to you in that 5 years period? Because you are not the same person." But then she's aware of it, and she brings it up when it happens. But yeah, you're right. She does talk to Cloud like he never left almost.
Trauma, yeah, she knows him for who he actually is, not who he is projecting to the ward.
Mm-hmm.
And other people don't interact with him like that because they don't know who he actually is. And that's why, people respond differently. I think it's actually a pretty good portrayal of trauma and PTSD, because PTSD does come across in different ways than just panic attacks and things like that. Movies teach us that trauma and stress related disorders are all like panic attacks and things like that. It's not just that. It's also a fundamental change in how your brain processes information.
Projecting a different person because you think that's what you need to be and not who you are.
You ever see interviews with all these ex-Navy SEAL dudes, and a lot of them project a very specific demeanor. And then if you ever watch longer term interviews, that starts to break down sometimes. And what you realize is a lot of this is a shell designed to protect somebody from the trauma that they've experienced. And it's not a bad thing. And some of it's necessary. Some of it's your brain protecting you from trauma.
Yes.
But I think that is something that this does really well. That Cloud is not just a PTSD by flashbacks and stuff. He's also how he views the ward, and how he is in quiet moments by himself is different than how he is when he's around people, right? Cloud by himself would say something to the flowers hey, just talk to him. Talk to her.
Yeah.
That's Cloud himself being himself, because there's no one there to judge. But Cloud, when he's around other people, has to keep up appearances.
Cloud by himself cracked jokes.
Yeah.
When he's not around. He'll say a snappy one-liner when no one is listening.
Because that's Cloud being himself.
Mm-hmm.
Some people genuinely can never be themselves except when they're alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Cloud is that. And that's one thing I really enjoy about him, is Cloud is the only time you truly see Cloud, and when he's by himself. Which is another reason why I wonder with that conversation that he's having is so frank and so non-normal Cloud speak. Is that's how Cloud talks when he's actually himself talking to himself. We have a different internal voice to ourselves than we do around other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's different to be hey, we just got to get up. That's not how he would project himself, but that's Cloud talking to himself. That's Cloud being himself around himself.
And yeah, obviously Cloud's trauma and how he is handling that and dealing with that is a major theme of Final Fantasy VII, and even I think that is what the original game does the best. There's moments in that where they're dealing with Cloud and they just hit so emotionally, even you're looking at little polygon people, even more than the major character deaths, even more than the ending. Every moment that deals with Cloud coming to terms with his trauma and dealing with it are my favorite parts of Final Fantasy VII. And I think they are done better here. And I cannot wait to see, we're still in a trilogy that's yet to conclude. I cannot wait to see everything come together with that. If they nail it, it'll be a sublime piece of storytelling.
I think that I'm shocked going into this. I wouldn't have this would be the case. But Cloud is my favorite character in this game.
Yeah.
And I genuinely really, really care about him as a character. And that wouldn't have been the case going into it, like if I would run off assumptions.
Yeah. Aerith is mine, and we'll talk about that as we go forward. Like,
I still got a lot of game to play. But,
yeah, we're still,
But I'm happy with this. I really love this next sequence, the end of this chapter.
It's so real, isn't it?
Yes, because we go back to the house. Aerith is like going to go clean up, basically, and get ready for dinner. And right when she does it, right when she leaves the room, Aerith's mom looks at Cloud and goes, when you go to bed tonight, you get up and you leave without
saying
speaking.
goodbye.
You go. And Cloud just looks at her, and she's like, I know what you are.
I know the eyes.
You leave, you never talk to her again. And my favorite thing is Cloud just like,
Okay.
He gets it. And that's what his plan is. When he wakes up middle of the night, you do a little stealth sequence.
You do a little mini game where you keep knocking over something. It was like, what are you doing?
I knocked over it once. I hit right off the bat.
I don't even know what I did the second time. I think I pushed like forward and then I like kicked something. I was like, there was nothing there. What are you talking about, game?
And my favorite sequence in that is when he goes downstairs, she's sitting in the kitchen table waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, don't ever speak to her again.
She said, she's kinder when you leave. I think she says like, thank you.
It's implied that like, it's not that she hates Cloud.
She hates Shinra.
She hates Shinra and she hates what Cloud represents.
And what they specifically, to tease something, what Shinra may have done to Aerith.
Well, yes.
Because we know there's also a bit here, even before this, we do on our way back. It's not a side quest. We are introduced to a boss fight with Rude.
Yeah, and Rude knows Aerith, and there's even a line where
Aerith knows Rude, and she's like, "Hey, come on! Like, why are you Rude? Why are you doing this? You're using not like
Cloud's
this."
like ready to go after him. She's like, "He's not that bad." Like she implies that Rude's not even that bad of a person.
We know that the Turks are watching Aerith, but we don't know why yet. And I like the little joke here. She's like, well, you said they look for soldier candidates. Maybe they want to see me as soldier candidates. I like the little back and forth there where where if you're Cloud during some of these combat encounters, Cloud's like, they tend to attack the weaker enemies first, but if you're Cloud, they'll like jump you. And then she was like, oh, are these newer models? Because I thought they attacked the weaker person first. I like, she knows how to mess with Cloud.
I really love the fact that also there was like a heavy implication in this chapter of Cloud talking about things like with the kids and stuff. They're like, did you fight in the war? And he's like, something like that. But it's this idea that like, there was a reason there was a stigma around soldiers, right? And you see when you ran into, the only other soldier we ran into is, Roach. And Roach is batshit crazy. And so it's like, is Cloud, was the people Cloud was walking with like that?
Are you like, is that we know, is that the degradation process? Does it make you just go insane?
Well, and also, is Cloud the exception to the rule? Are soldiers generally like Roach, or are they generally like Cloud? And also, we know something's going on with Sephiroth. And there's a point where he straight up, there's a great sequence here where we run into another.
Was a soldier because he says that. I was like, I want to be a great soldier like Sephiroth, the war hero.
Also, there's a section when when the monks show up. I call them the monks.
Yeah.
Because they chased in the kids.
The guy.
This is the section.
The man in black with the tattoo.
We thought it was the same as the guy who was staying next to us back in section 7. Mm-hmm. He's not.
He has a different tattoo.
But I love there's a sequence where Cloud is holding his hand and pulls him up. And when he pulls him up, it's Sephiroth that comes up. And it's just this great sequence of like Cloud being like, oh, fuck.
You're gonna miss it, Cloud. The reunion. It just disappears.
But also, so he makes a statement to Aerith then. He goes, have you ever heard of Sephiroth? And she's like, the war hero? She's like, yeah, I think he died in an accident. And Cloud's like, yeah. But like But I think that there is a statement that like there's a reason why Cloud is also constantly beating home the fact that he's not a soldier anymore. Like every time somebody refers to him as a soldier, he goes ex-soldier. Mm-hmm. Like he does not wear that title, but then he wears it occasionally. This is something I like about the subtlety of him. Like when he does break it out, he is proud of what he is. Like when he's talking to Roach, there's a section where he, like, when Roach calls him, he's like, I'm a soldier. I was soldier first class. Like, that means something to Cloud.
Oh, the fight with Reno, where he's
Reno,
like,
Reno.
you're a soldier? And he's like, first class.
Yes, first class. Like, I was something. Like, don't forget what I was. But then he's also aware that that doesn't mean something to other people that like it does there. Like, it's a complex relationship that he has with this.
Mm-hmm. As you would, like, dealing with something. Like, I was the best of the best, but what I was... It's what Wolverine says. I'm really good at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
I had a friend who was in the military. He was in a combat role. And he talked about that when he came home, he wasn't good at anything other than shooting at people. And, like, he had the mixed relationship with that. He was really good at that. He was good at that. And then he realized when he got home, he didn't have a skill set outside of that. He wasn't taught to do anything else. And that's a complex feeling that you have towards it. And I think that that's something that Cloud gets across really well.
It's not a skill that translates to the real world. So what does Cloud do? After he leaves Soldier, he turns to mercenary work.
Which is actually it's very common during like the Iraq and Afghan war. We saw a lot of that with, you know, soldiers going to like Blackwater and things like that when you don't have a skill set that translates to civilian life. So yeah, I think it's well done. It's well done.
It's something that's in a game that is on its face can be the most anime looking, like, verbose storytelling. There is a lot of subtlety, and that's why I think what Final Fantasy as a whole it does best is when it finds like the really human moments in the grandiose.
Agreed.
And that's what 7 is. That's what this remake does in spades, and I love it for that.
I like the fact that as we're sneaking out of town to go back to Section 7, Aerith just pops up at the doors. She's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "You're not supposed to be here." She's like, "Hey, I'm not done with you yet. I'm not bored with you yet." And it's like, well, damn. Okay, so off we go with Aerith to go travel through Section 6 to go visit Section 7.
Except Cloud stops. He has you get like the static here, and he holds his head, and then he just has a tear run down his face.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
It's something very quick as you hear dun 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 dun, which is the opening music where we see Aerith in Final Fantasy in the very beginning of this game. We see Aerith looking at the pipe. Dun 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 dun. He has a tear run down his face. He doesn't know what happened because after it happens, he's like, "What the hell was that?"
I like
he has no concept of what he had just felt there.
He is suffering in silence with a lot of emotions and things he doesn't understand. I like Cloud.
Cloud is so
good.
The
fact that Cloud is like becoming one of my favorite characters in games blows my mind because I would have never pinged it. Never would have pinged it.
Before we go, there is a couple of like little things I want to touch on here. One little reference to the original game, the benches beside where the stands are, where you can like rest for a bit and get your health and your magic back. Those have the save icon from the original game on it. They were like physical points, like a little like question mark looking thing. Those are on the benches.
Oh, that's cool. I
think that's a nice, neat little thing. Rude has a second pair of sunglasses during that boss fight. When you knock Rude back and his sunglasses break, there's really quick. He like reaches into his pocket and then puts on another pair of sunglasses.
I didn't see that.
It's really fast. Like you see like it shatter and then it cuts to Aerith and it's like, "Oh, did we hurt you?" And then he has another pair of sunglasses ready to go.
I like that.
So it's really quick there. Rude also does wrestling moves. Like there's one point where I was switched to Aerith because he had locked Cloud's leg and was doing the helicopter spin on him.
He's a threat. I mean, he's just beating you up with his fist. Like, he is
much more difficult than Reno was.
Yeah, Reno is kind of straightforward and easy.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to switch. I thought I had more time. I was gonna switch back to my weapon I'd leveled up, so I was beating him with the nail bat that I got from the
nail bat's fun though.
Nail bat is it's great to get. It doesn't have a lot of materia on it, and it has that really good ability. Like, is it called overcharge? It's like a really good overcharge ability.
It also doesn't affect. It switches back and forth between operator and
it does
punishing.
What it does is it does an attack that leads you into
Yeah,
that
so
hit.
it allows you to kind of go into it faster with more of a
Yeah.
damaging
If you
effect.
time that right with getting a strike in, switching to Punisher stance, and then doing the parry, that does a lot of damage, and that will start pressuring dudes, so then you can go right into the focus thrust. The weapons building on top of the combat system, that's what I was talking about. It's all building blocks. Everything you get is another building block that you can use or not use.
You could just stay with the Cloudbuster sword at this point if you really wanted to. I don't think it's as fun.
Because you get skill points for weapons as you level up other weapons, you're also leveling up weapons you're not using. So you could go back to the Buster Sword and have all those skill points. The skill points are not just for your one weapon, it's for every weapon. So you can build multiple builds with the weapons. Not so much your materia. Your materia is pretty set. But playing off of like the different weapon builds, like having a sword that's better for magic, having a sword that's better for like defense and everything is so well done. I love all of that stuff.
This thing is, like, from a combat perspective, is extremely deep. And I'm excited because I imagine we'll be eventually getting to a point where we'll have Aerith, Tifa, and Barrett. Because
you will always have a party of 3. You won't have a party of 4.
Really? Okay. All right.
But you will have combinations. You'll have, I think, every possible combination you could have. So having weapons that like play off each other. Like, do you really need Barrett to be your healer when you have Aerith in your party?
Probably not.
Because I put Cure on Aerith. Barrett was healing 600, 700. I put Cure on Aerith, and she's curing 1,200 every time she does it because she's your healer.
I would, but like I like the fact that then like, okay, Barrett is now not needed to be the healing guy, so we build a build that's like a ranged DPS or a tank, and like, okay, now we switch to that. Like, I like that,
and you can like swap out materia from party members that aren't in your party.
Yeah, I like that too.
And they'll tell you like with their initial who has it, so you're like, well, I don't want to take it from her yet, or I want to level this. I want to level this fire up, so I can give it back to Tifa and it's higher level.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Because it's like Tifa's not in my party right now, but I want to have fire up to max level.
So you can like
keep using it.
You can help out characters who aren't in your party in like subtle ways.
It
like
takes
that.
away all the annoying stuff about RPGs sometimes. Like, oh, I put a ton of points into this sword, and then I found a better sword, and so it's useless now. Where like here, it's like, no, it's still continuing to help me, even though I did, or I can.
You might want to go back to the Buster Sword. You might like take a minute to like look at all of the upgrades you want for the Buster Sword and go, I can make this a huge DPS.
Yeah, I really like it. It's perfect.
Yes. Our next section.
Yes, we're playing chapters 9, 10, and 11.
9, 10, and 11. 9 is our hub zone.
9 is the hub zone. 10 and 11 are straightforward dungeons.
It'll be like 9 is why I wanted to separate 8 and 9 is because they're very similar to each other. We have like a linear dungeon path moving forward until we get to the big open zone, and it's the biggest one so far. I want to have this up front because there is a lot to do here. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot to see. There's a combat arena in this section, too, that you can have fun with.
We didn't talk about... There's also the VR section we can do in here.
All right, where you fight a really hard boss fight with Shiva.
And you get her as a summons.
Yeah. So
it's like it's like a Pokemon battle.
Yeah, exactly. So Chadley will be a way to get some of the stronger summons in the game, but in order to use them, you have to beat them at the boss fight.
I really like that.
And they are... Because you know how to use them when you... Like, oh, that ability sucks. I can't wait to use it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. I hate when this happens. And now next time I'm going to smack some people around with it.
Her, like, stun locking you and then summoning an ice block over your head.
Fall on your head.
And you're just, like, hitting the dodge button, like, get out, get out, get out, get out.
I really like that whole thing.
No, I was thinking this would be short, but we just kept finding stuff to talk about.
No, I think there's a ton of stuff in this game. And I think also... Yeah. I think, dude, I really enjoyed this. I was not sure how I was going to feel about this game. And I continue to just really like what I've got. I would have kept going, if we didn't have to pause, which is always a positive.
I'm busy this weekend, but I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back into it because I'm going to dedicate like a huge chunk of time for this next zone. We're going to get, without spoiling too much, we're going to get to Wall Market. I really like Wall Market. I think it's really cool.
There's so much going on in video games right now. between needing to finish Doom the Dark Ages DLC, Halo Campaign Evolved next week. But I am very excited about getting into this and knocking it out. So I might knock it out some this week. Plus, personal life is just going nuts.
Yeah. 10 and 11 are like how 6 and 7 were. Those are, if I remember right, those are connected linear sections.
Okay. I am very excited. We'll be back with in a couple weeks to talk about the part 3. Say it save on TikTok and YouTube. Go check us out there. Go like and subscribe. The subscribes help us out. The more fun stuff we get, the more chances we can do more fun stuff, because we got fun stuff coming up. As always, stay safe out there.